so much damage, but didn't really mind it because there's a damage reduction from the ult ult.
Oh, Super Friends holding on to an electro final blow. Sanford trying to get away, but a couple shots again. Sanford does the damage, but he's not enough as he's taken out for the second time.
It is going to be a completely different story, at least for the first 6 minutes of this game. From game one.
Oh, here's the response. Everything thrown at King Kong. Yeah, Barbiel's not going to help you in that one, but here comes Onic. Are they looking for a potential counter punch? They already lost the tier 1 turret. Brusco doesn't have a kick, so they'll just go ahead and back off, but they will get a turret down bot.
Now it's Onic's time to trade. Look for counter plays on the map. Even though Sanford managed to clear the minion wave on the bot side, he missed the Petrify on the Claw. Didn't cancel the Blazing Duet and was able to land the final shots. But Onic still having some tempo on the map. But Liquid, they punch back with his turtle take.
Yeah, a little bit of consolation prize there. TLPH does at least still have the freedom to go around this river. They're not completely controlled by Onic just yet, but it is a goal lead. That's saying something. Not many teams have been able to get a lead on TL.
Oh, they want to go for Carl here. They're going to collapse down. Four guys looking for the GOAT.
What?
They go with a kick, but he's so damn tanky. He goes back for him. Brusco tries to flicker out, but they follow through, and Sanford will cap out the kill. What just happened?
Onic, they felt like they had the damage. Brusco thought he could save the way of the dragon, but again, it wasn't enough. Against the GOAT, you don't save your skills.
Absolutely not. What did just even happen there? And now, because of that, a small inch turned into a mile. The gold lead is just diminished.
This is absolutely horrible for Onic now.
Kirk's in
They're
trouble.
losing the tempo.
Kirk's in trouble. Backup's trying to be here, but
He's
it's a little bit too late. Kirk's still alive. Oh, not too long. Carl Teasy, you can't stop him. Sanford on the run, finally getting kicked. Here comes the rest of the cavalry. TLPH sweeping up top, going for King Kong. They take him out. Brusco, Super Prince can't do anything but watch it now. Steady Teddy shows up for the fight.
That was beautifully layered there by TLPH. One by one, the cavalry has arrived.
TLPH, again, you give them an inch. They take the mile. He don't kill the Boxia. He takes over the map for the next 30 seconds. And even that kill onto Kirk, he used a retreat, walked away. He was like, you're dead. I'm looking for the next target.
Carl Teasy be like, call an ambulance. But not for me. 4 people, guys, 4 people.
My Lord, Kirk.
Oh, Kirk, no, you can't get away. Kirk getting shut down here again in the bottom lane, and the Lord is up.
Oh my God, this feels bad for Onic. You missed that one chance to take the box, and now you get another.
Oh, what's the definition of an insanity? They're going to kick Carl Teasy again. They're going to be going for it. He's trying to go re-engage against King Kong. They want to fight anyway. And now, Super Prince want to secure this buff. Super Prince has to flicker out to get away, utilizing the Electro Final Blow as well. Man, it's just a back and forth across the map.
This is why people call it the golden opportunity. When it's there, you take it. You use everything. You sacrifice everything. Because if you don't, the door closes. And now look at this, TLPH. They're dictating the tempo again. They have the map back.
Oh, they're going right down the mid. And they'll take out Super Prince. This is a clear sign for them to secure the Lord here. Numbers advantage in their favor. They've got Severo still on the bottom side of the map. They'll just take this Lord after taking Prince's life.
Carl Teasy locked in with core items now. This Baksha is going to be a lot more difficult to take down.
Oh man.
What's the out?
I don't know. They have to wait for Severo spawn, but TLPH, they're stat beating right now.
Where's Brusco going to go here? Kirk, quite low, has to get away. Brusco and the rest of the team going to the safety of the tier 2 turret. He's got to burn his flicker too. This is not the team fighting you want to see from Onic.
Yeah. Even though Onic, again, they do have scaling heroes on their side right now, but the problem is Liquid is so damn tanky with the Boxia and the Hilda.
6-1-4.
6-1-4, only died once. JB hasn't even died yet. And you also have to worry about the damage coming from Teddy, coming from Sanji, and also the angles from the Apex Predator with this electrifying blow Petrify combo. Now, it's a lot bigger problem for Onic right now because they have to deal with his Lord, and Liquid can come from multiple directions.
That's exactly what they're doing here as well. They need to get rid of the Lord. They need to control these waves. And they need to find how they want to team fight. Because right now, 1 by 1, that's not working out, man. They're trying to go hard into the Baksha. Nigel said it best. That seems like insanity. Definition of insanity. Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting something to go differently.
But it's kind of hard for Onic to actually just choose a target. Because look at Liquid. Sanford can dodge the wave attack. We've seen it before. Teddy has a Purify. You're not kicking a Hilda, by the way.
Absolutely.
And then maybe the Kimi. But Sanji, every single time these fights break out, he's the last guy to show up from Liquid.
Yeah, because he is the one that doesn't have a Purify, right? So he seems to be the right target. That's what Brusco's thinking. But where is he? I can't find him. He's always last.
Yeah, there's something about it. I don't know. They ran him back with the choke pick, and he's run into the same obstacle that it was in game 1. Super Prince holding on to like the final blow. Traction pulse thrown out. This could be a fight once again. Brusco can't move at all. He falls again in Onic. Left with 4 guys, has to retreat from this fight. And Carl He's feeling it. Oh, man.
Yeah, that's the signal from the goal.
That's the signal.
You only take 1 chance.
Oh, man.
You only had 1 goal opportunity, and now they go all in.
It was
They're
a
gonna go
trap.
all in. Kirk trying to hold the line. But it's all going to be for the base turret. TLPH getting out with finesse, and King Kong gets stopped in his tracks. I think they've had enough, too. They want to hold on to more as they try to keep the mid turret up.
Game 2 recall spam? That's pretty early, guys.
I mean, Liquid, they're probably feeling it. They're probably not thinking about game 3 right now. All their eyes are set on the objectives because they know Paris is coming.
Yeah, Paris does feel like it is within reach, especially if they keep this up. Right now, it's like Nigel says, it's so hard to actually go through the GOAT, the front line, the big wall in front of TL.
Especially now that you see the items, right? There's a blade armor and then an impending Guardian's helmet.
Yep.
These items are going to allow the Baksha to just completely reset, take so much damage, and even survive under the blazing duet of Savero.
Oh, look at this. They're going to force it anyway. King Kong trying to run away. Kirk not even a part of the fight just yet. Another flicker from Brusco. TLPH gets so many resources out. Is Onic Philippines going to re-engage against Liquid here?
Carl has no ult though. Yes, no corridors Poisson, so the damage reduction isn't there. But TLPH, again, they have the luxury of just waiting around because they have a big fat wave on the top lane.
Whoa, they see Kirk, they're gonna go right for Kirk! Kirk has to get out! Burning the flicker, conceal was used too. And now, that's a clear sign. TLPH knows they can take the Lord. They're gonna go ahead and start it up. Traction pulse thrown out to keep them at bay. Super Prince holding on to his electro final blow. Carl TZ swinging around. They're gonna go for Brusco again, pushing him off. The Lord can be held here through the broken walls. This is going to be a miracle if Onic pulls it off, but I already called the Phantom Steed, and Lord goes for a bit of a soft reset. Kirk still in mid lane. Team Liquid, they'll pull off.
Look at this, again, TLPH, they understand they have the luxury of time on their side because they have the wave advantage on the top side. Now that they're looking to fight, there's no Paquito in this team fight.
Yeah, quick Lord. Super Prince, his own like the final blow. Zaman force from Teddy drops down. Brusco falls again
King
for
Kong's
the
trying.
6th time. King Kong leading the charge on the Phantom Steed. Kirk looking for Teddy. He sees him in sight. Kirk goes, but he gets one. Can he get another? Sanford fighting King Kong 1-1. But here's Super Prince. Onic looking for the turnaround in game 2. They're going to chase down JP. A bob and a weave. But you can't escape these fists from Kirk.
The angles, the Kirk attack from Onic binds the damage dealers of TLPH. We don't fight the GOAT, we fight the Horseman.
15 minutes, he finally found that big turnaround here right after a very crucial Lord take. Let's watch that again.
Oh my, Teddy had nowhere to go. He had no Zaman force. Used the Purify, but against 9 million dashes from the Paquito, you're not running away. And even though TLPH found good footing in the front line, they didn't have the damage because the Harris was taken down. And with survivability and durability on your side, you're not outlasting the damage coming out from Onic.
Can't do that on Edith.
Kirk absolutely showed up, man. And all that gold. Again, the gold lead is gone. Onic erased it with one play, one post-Lord fight.
Oh man, Onic, they just have to look for pattern again and again. But now TLPH, they're aware. They're on the lookout for two heroes. It's the Cho and the Paquito. Those two are the primary targets here for Liquid. But Onic, they can do the same thing as what Liquid has been doing all game long.
Yeah.
Come from multiple angles.
Yeah, that's one of the things about the broken wall map too. You know, taking consideration on how that's played even around the objectives like we just saw. So, you know, you're seeing TL play around it. Well, Onic, you can't count him out. They know as well. Brusco can spawn out. He's got an immortality. Get brought down to half. He's going to go for a reset here. They've got 50 seconds for that Lord to come up. So it's just Onic kind of getting what they can. I mean, they've done a relatively good job at getting themselves back into this game, even though they haven't been able to open the map up that much yet.
Yeah, but the good thing is for the next fight, the Lord is on top side. The bottom lane is equal because they still have a base inhibitor or base third standing on the side of Onic Philippines. So at least they get an equal chance against TLPH. This is one of those another golden opportunities for Onic. You just want to fight. The next team fight is going to be equal between these two teams.
You know what? Onic is doing exactly what you were saying in
Sanford.
game number one. Sanford!
Okay, still got the electro final blow and petrify.
Oh, we burned it.
That's
He had to burn it. That's great timing before this Lord comes up.
Yeah, 4 seconds in. I mean, Onic will want to rush into this one. As I was saying, I think Onic's exactly doing what they were supposed to do in game one here.
Yeah, but TLPH, they understand. They have to fight for this bottom side. They have to slow this Lord down. Might use actually the Baksha to slow things down against Onic. So we'll see how TLPH treats this Lord objective, because Onic, they do have Prior right now. They have the Lord set up as well. They just need to defend the top lane. But Carl is nowhere to be found.
Yeah, where is Carl? That's what Onic's asking right now.
Oh, they're looking for a play. If Onic fights around the Lord fight, then maybe Baksha rolls around.
Yeah, and don't forget the split push pressure that can be given by the Benedetta. He's also not on the map yet.
Yeah, that's what he's doing. He's just hanging out down there. He's going to join this again. It's an evolved Lord.
Yeah, I see Carl.
Yeah, they see Carl half health on that Lord. They're going to just soft reset it. Look at JP's positioning here.
It's pretty low.
Wow. Yeah, TL, they bought enough time. Now the Petrify is back on Sanford.
Yep, it's back up. Conceal used. They're going to go for it. Blitz in the Lord. King Kong trying to gallop in range. Can he get the retry off? No. JP will fall. Carl gets the Lord. Onic is the call to fight it out. Azaman Force dropped down to cut them off. They just want to go back. Sanford as well. Petrify used for the escape. And they will disengage to march down with the Lord.
Was that a predict? Petrify.
Oh,
Sanford.
man, you saw that.
Did he see Super Prince coming to his direction just to save the GOAT and to save himself? Now, Liquid, even though they lost JP, they can actually play for the setup on the top side with this Lord.
That's true. They can actually just hold it and just make sure that, you know, buy enough time for JP to go back. JP's a healer. He's going to be able to run into this.
Yep, a couple seconds away here for JP. Carl's going to be that front of the line. He's got the immortality as well. They don't have that wave pushing in the way they want to, though. So,
Ooh, ouch.
down a number. Let's see what happens here. Traction Pulse being thrown up by Sanji. Wait for that mid. They can't really get too much here.
It's a bit annoying. Kirk wasn't showing on the map, so TLPH had to play it carefully because they saw what happened earlier.
Yeah.
Like, they can fight, but Kirk can assassinate heroes on the back line. He does have a lot of damage on his skin with the Malefic Roar up already for the Paquitos. And now Onic, again, they get to buy time. They get to scale up on this Claude. Savero is actually fully stacked on this Claude.
So, yeah, we're going to go a bit of a reset here. 60 seconds, 1 minute to the next Lord. And it will be massive. It's 20 minutes on game timers already. So, you know, they're going to fight tooth and nail for this. There is no free Lords this time around.
Oh, Teddy has a Blood Wings. He's playing for protection. He's playing to survive the fights because he knows one big knockup from Kirk might spell his doom, because he is a purified Harriet. You know, he doesn't have the flicker, so they can definitely close the gap, especially if he has no Zaman Force. So this ult from the Harriet might just be for the defensive purposes of just fighting into Onic. So I'd say Onic now has a pretty good chance, considering that they have the prio or tempo in terms of like aggressively starting the fights.
Yeah. They've been good at staying disciplined throughout this one. I mean, they haven't gotten too out of hand. Again, you're continuously seeing the most tension built up for Brusco for the most part, but they want to play into this Lord. It's up again. They fought for control around it, at least on this side of the map, but they still have to watch out to see if TL tries to do something a little sneaky here.
All right, everyone
Without
has
playing
flicker, so everyone's ready to fight. You know one big one is gonna blow here.
Look at Super Prince. He has an electric final blow. No petrify, however, but that will hurt because look at his items. He has a holy crystal. So Onic, they're going all in on the damage department.
Yeah, but Onic has the tools to do it. They also have that split push potential from obviously Kirk.
They might have to send Kirk back here. Quarter the health
It's
of the
low.
Lord. They're going to blitz it. It's going to come down to a split across the map as well. Lord going for it. Sandy secures the Lord, though, for TLPH. They just want to disengage here after securing the objective. And they'll do just that. The Lord happened so quickly.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe Brusco could have kicked the Boxia. Maybe offered his life just to stop the Boxia from actually retreating the Lord. And King Kong messed up the timing, which allowed the Kimmy to take the last hits. And again, at TLPH, all the stars are aligning for them in these Lord fights, and now they get to push with 5 members on this side.
I was actually looking for the fight. Like, why are you not fighting? Why are you not pressuring? You're letting yourself be pressured. One traction pulse sent everyone running. And now they're going to have to fight this Lord. It's going to be a bit more difficult.
Yeah.
Especially now TL. Looks like they're ready to go.
They're ready to go for this little bit of push. Look at Kirk's positioning, man. He's coming from the other side of the map. Looking to cut and then surprise potentially.
That's
Lord still
44.
needs to be worked on. Brusco has the immortality there. Super Prince in trouble. Whoa! Sanford comes through with a huge petrify. Taking out Super Prince. His immortality is going to be Bob Sabero. Firing off the backside. He'll deal with the Lord. And now they go back in. But Kirk falls. Azaman forces drop down too. And King Kong won't be able to escape his death. And now TLPH, off of an amazing move, will take game 2.
The cavalry again, standing tall on top of Onic Philippines. Steady Teddy with a winter crowd play to shut down the Kirk attack.
Just when you thought Kirk would have done the impossible, way from behind, targeting Teddy, targeting Sanji. The teamwork of Team Liquid Philippines still dominated here in Game 2.
Man, both XP laners, you had to watch them throughout this game.
Yeah.
They both had their moments there towards the end, but it was Sanford that took out Super Prince at the beginning of that fight. And then, as you mentioned, you know, Teddy with that winter crown play. You called it before the fight even broke out. You're like, look at his itemization.
Yeah, he had to play defensive this game. So TLPH can open up the game with the Boxia and the Hilda in the front line, allowing these two frontliners to just be a nuisance against Onic because they cannot engage if they don't see the Harris fully committing. This is so hard for Onic because you've done so well in the early game, but you still lose fights because of genius itemizations, genius movements, and JP with this genius Hilda gameplay, covering pushes, being annoying in the front line, using his body to guard the members of the cavalry.
And normally you would see Hilda's getting thrown into the front.
Yeah.
JP was different. When JP was down, they really suffered. And after that last Lord, they made sure that JP would survive.
Yeah.
So they could go for that big push on the mid.
I mean, if you're ever wondering why JP was an MVP in this game, you go ask Severo. He was not able to play a lot of these fights properly because the Hilda was just always in his face.
Yep.
Like, what do you do? Like, the Leomord goes in, the Valentina goes in, the Paquito has to go in. So there's no peel for the Claude. But it's a Claude. It doesn't matter. He doesn't need it. But this game, he needed it because JP was like, oh, you got no peel, huh? You got no peel.
I got you.
I got you.
you.
Let me
Yeah.
introduce you to the power of wilderness.
You're absolutely right. It's the favorite pro player move, right? Just don't let one guy play.
Yeah, dude, because it's so annoying. Like, if you review this game, almost 90% of Savero's BMI was a BMI backward. Because there's a Hilda in front of him showing him the power of wilderness.
And that's one of the difficult things for Severo because you've got Brusco on that show again for game to game now, where Brusco's job is to go and get that pick off. You know, for the most part, like, that's what they want to do.
Yeah.
So Severo is left to his own whims, but that's how it should be for a Claude. Like, Claude should be able to handle himself.
Yeah.
It's just one of those cases where, again, there was no real opening for Severo to get the efficient use of the Blazing Duet when he was totally item locked in.
Yeah, and that's what makes it so genius, because TLPH, they understand. Kirk has been doing assassin things since minute 12, right? Like he's looking for Teddy, he's looking for weird angles, which allows Onic to sort of like force weird fights, weird engages, where TLPH suffers, because now they have to protect the Harith. But JP was like, why would I protect the Harith if he can protect himself? Let me just, count your numbers. Okay, 4 heroes against my team. Let me just remove one. Let me take away the Claude, and then now it becomes 5v3.
So, I mean, Kirk was doing the right things in this game, right? Like, he didn't really do much wrong.
He needed to do what he was supposed to.
Yeah.
Like, again, look for weird angles, shut down the Harith, maybe offset the amount of damage that TLPH has, because for the most part, TLPH has been playing front to back. So with this kind of gameplay from Onic, it's sort of like allowed Onic to play a chaotic fight where Liquid has to break formation. JP was like, since we're already breaking formation, let me break yours.
Yeah, he broke the formation and more, man. Like, he was so efficient here. Even Sandy, again, on the back-to-back games with the Kimmy, like, a lot of times you kind of have to take into consideration how many times King Kong was stopped in his tracks because a little bit of a stun that comes through, or maybe it was the traction pulse to keep them at bay a little bit longer than they needed to. So it's interesting to see at this point the Kimmy come through and be so effective again when you just don't see the hero pop up that much in the mid lane. And, props to Super Prince. He was doing what he could. A lot of times he had the Electro Final Blow himself. He had great damage, but it was the same thing. You didn't know if Sanford was going for, let's say, Subero, or he was going for Super Prince, or hell, Sanford was appealing for the team with the Petrify. Like, you know what I mean? So there were so many things that Onic had to deal with. I will say, at least for game 2, they did a lot better this time, controlling things so it didn't slip out of their favor. Early on, early to mid game, they kept things together. They had a great team fight here and there throughout the game, but just wasn't enough to capitalize the draft that they brought.
Yeah, it's interesting for us to see that these two teams, they have done their research, they've done their homework, they've prepped 2 different XP laners now. The Benedetta, Paquito, and then the Edith. We haven't seen like a formal XP laner yet. Like no normal blue, no normal Atlas. It's just a lot of like pocket picks for these two teams.
It's so odd, right? Like, the Paquito has been the...
Sandy's heart rate.
Sanji's heart rate, yeah.
175.
It's
Peaking at
what you mean.
175.
That's like inhuman at that point.
I mean, there's a Paquito in it.
That's true.
You are running, right? You're running all game long, trying to look out for that Paquito, and I understand sweeping Super Friends on the Benedetta.
Yeah.
So that's scary. I get it. But as I was saying, it's just weird to see the Paquito becoming the staple pick now.
Yeah.
It's not Alice. It's not even anything like that. Paquito has been picked almost every game since yesterday. Think about that.
I'm okay with it. I'm okay with, like, now at this point in season 17, we've got more heroes coming up in different lanes.
It's a big shift. And just like this is history in the making, super fans. Of course, the very first MCGG Crew Clash has officially kicked off, and the competition is heating up.
I like it, man. That's right. Your favorite KOLs are locking in their crews right now and are clashing head-on for ultimate bragging rights.
And by the way, you too can get in on the action. Scan the QR code now to support your favorite KOLs and get a chance to score massive rewards. Let's go.
Yeah, massive.
I know you're happy.
Yeah, I'm very happy.
You're very happy.
Very
Well,
happy.
I'm also an MCG
You're also
guy.
Very big MCG players.
He's bigger MCG than I am.
No, you're bigger.
You're
No, he's
bigger.
bigger.
Absolutely bigger.
In MCGG.
But you're literally bigger.
The All-Star event is, of course, ongoing. Gear up, do that title Gold Rush, and earn everything from free skin to diamond.
Don't forget to grab your All-Star returning gift just by logging in or rally your squad for the Tide Clash 5v5 event. Now's the time to gather your friends and stack those coins.
Log into your MLBB account and jump into the action and don't miss out.
I was fishing, by the way.
He was
Were you?
fishing when I arrived.
I was doing the fishing thing. I didn't know that was part of the title event. I was like, brother, why are we fishing in this game?
Would you be a fisherman if you were?
Would you be a what?
A fisherman.
Like for a career?
Yeah. I would.
earned a lot.
here,
I would say they've
Yeah.
probably earned a lot, right?
Yeah.
it's like a peaceful job, man.
Yeah. I think
Maybe raise chicken.
I'd probably rather fish
Then chicken.
than chicken.
Why?
I mean,
Because like,
you have to run around.
right? And I just rather, peaceful. Fishing's peaceful. I don't think raising chickens are very peaceful, man. I don't know.
It looks chaotic.
It does look chaotic, yes. I got
Right.
some insight of
I
that.
get that. All right. Watch the nice vlog. Guys. Come on. So yeah, for now we got after that one. That was pretty hot. And we're gonna have to go and throw it over to our panel really quickly. This is to see what they're talking about.
Maraming salamat sa ating mga casters. We are still here at San Juan and it is already match point para sa Team Liquid Philippines. But before we get into game number 3, I'm sure we have a bunch more things to talk about. In fact, we have a special guest today with us all the way from Malaysia. San Juan Arena, please give a warm round of applause for one of the best casters in the world. Lafel, how are you, dude? Where is Lafel? Lafel!
Sir Lafel!
Lafel! He's
Oh
gonna
my
get
God.
overwhelmed. He's gonna get overwhelmed.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
We just really missed you, Lafel, you know? We really missed you so much.
How are you?
I miss you guys too. I'm doing very, very well. Shout out to everyone there. It looks like it's a full house. Like,
yeah.
oh my goodness! Looking at the arena, it looks packed.
It is. I think it's just day number 3, but
Yep.
imagine where we are right now in terms of our capacity. And we just hope you also were here together with us. But even despite that, you know what? I think we still have like a lot of things going on in common, and we have a couple questions prepared for you if you don't mind.
Okay. So,
Yeah, sure.
I'm gonna go ahead with it. First things first. How are the preparations like in MPL Malaysia playoffs? Is it gonna be really exciting? What are some of the things that the Filipinos should look forward to when we watch it next week?
Well, in terms of the playoffs, and since you're asking for basically international audience, right? The Filipinos, here's the thing: SRG during regular season didn't look all that great this time was playing, but in the playoffs, it looks like he will be playing almost immediately. And I would say, in terms of the preparation for this playoff, the good thing about this season is that we finally have the double round robin again, which gives more time for the teams to get a little bit better in terms of filling out the game, filling out the teams, and everything like that. And now we see some teams almost recreating the SRG story in the sense of getting players that not many people are hyped about, but somehow they're like very, very strong. Namely like IG with this gaming as well as Balos. People are like saying, this is nothing special, and yet number 2, number 3 in the regular season. So I'm really hoping for this season to have much more surprises. And I don't know, somehow in Malaysia, it's the newer kids that's really showing up, and the veterans are having a little bit of a hard time.
We also hope to see a lot more new faces, some fresh faces come out. But I think if it's just in terms of surprises that we're talking about, have you been following the recent developments here in MPL Philippines, Lafel?
As in watching the playoffs, if that's the question, then yes, I have. And if you're asking about me, how do I feel about it? Slightly bit terrified. Like, I'm here to have fun. I didn't know I was watching a horror movie. Like, I thought that would be the 1-1, but somehow TL. Like, I feel like as long as Carl is there, as long as he's not retired, I don't know, man. I don't know how to stop TL, man. They're too strong right now. It's a bit terrifying.
I can imagine, because like a few months before, we were testing M7. But you see what's happening in MPL Philippines now, and I can only imagine how Lafel is feeling as an international talent.
Yeah, dude, I wonder. Maybe he can talk more about this over the broadcast. But hey, Lafel, now MPL Malaysia is finally at its franchise phase, right? Did anything change aside from, the competition? What are some of the things that you think were huge positives as the league transition there in Malaysia?
Well, first of all, like I said, the double round robin, which means more games, and more games means more days, and more days means more payments. So that's great for us. You know what I mean, right? And then in terms of, besides the competition, I would say there's a lot of fans now in MPLMY, and surprisingly, most of them are female. I don't know how that happened. I don't know who's in charge of
Girl
this.
power.
But we just
Yes.
have a lot of girl friends, so yay, girl power, men suck. I don't know.
Anyway,
You don't have to.
continue.
It's me and Hans, you know?
Okay, this is just typical Lafel things, you know? Sometimes you just suddenly don't know how to respond exactly, but I think you are the best person to ask when it comes to this last question that we have for you for now. Lafel, which teams in MY should we watch out for in the coming playoffs and why?
So there is a few. The two honorable mentions I would say is Bigatron Malaysia. You know, I know Mirko is watch partying this, and they're getting better, right? They're getting better. I think they can do well. Champions, I don't know, but they can do well. The second one is Invictus Gaming IG. My God, are they a fun team? They're just a team that's full of vibes and